Skip the drive-thru and make your own creamy caramel-loaded frappuccino right at home. This homemade version tastes just like Starbucks, and it only takes a few minutes to blend up. So let's get started. Begin by brewing a single shot of espresso. Or if you love espresso like I do, make it a double shot. But don't worry if you don't have an espresso machine. A coffee maker will work just fine. You'll just need to brew 4 ounces of very strong coffee. I went ahead and sped this part up on video, but I always think it looks really neat. Once you finish brewing the espresso or coffee, go ahead and put it in the fridge and let it cool for a few minutes. For step 2, we're going to add 1.5 cups of ice to your blender container. I found that 1.5 cups of ice is a good amount to get that frozen frappuccino consistency. We're going to begin step 3 by grabbing the espresso or coffee out of the fridge. By now it should be cool enough that it won't totally melt the ice. Add it to the blender and we're ready for the next ingredient. Next up is milk, and we'll need 3/4 of a cup. It can be any type of milk, even a non-dairy option like oat or almond milk. I use 2% milk, but really any type of milk will work. Once you have your 3/4 of a cup of milk ready, go ahead and add it to your blender. It will be happy to join its friends, ice and espresso. Next up, it's the star of the show, the caramel sauce. And you'll want to add 3 tablespoons of caramel sauce to your blender. This is what will give our caramel frappuccino its signature flavor. Next up, let's add a little sweetness. This ingredient is 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar. This is the perfect amount that we found that makes it sweet, but not too sweet. When you have your 2 tablespoons of sugar ready, add it to the other ingredients in the blender. Next up, we're going to add some natural vanilla flavor. We'll do this by adding a 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla extract. This is natural vanilla bean extract that we sell on our Lone Goose Bakery website, but you can find other forms of vanilla extract at your local grocery store. Just make sure to add your 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla extract to your blender. Next up is an optional ingredient, but I think it's highly recommended. It's 1/8 of a teaspoon of xanthan gum. Xanthan gum, spelled Xanthan, thickens the texture and prevents separation. And you can find it in the baking aisle of most major grocery stores. A little bit goes a long way, so when you have your 1/8 of a teaspoon ready, add it to the blender. And guess what? Now we're ready to blend. But first, make sure the lid to your blender is firmly secured. You don't want a big mess. Next, select the frozen drink setting or whatever similar setting you have on your blender. You'll want it to blend for approximately 1 minute. And while our frappuccino is blending, it's time for our quick goose fact. Did you know a group of geese on the ground is called a gaggle, but in flight they're called a skein? Either way sounds like fun to me. And now back to our caramel frappuccino. After approximately 1 minute of blending, we're ready for the next step. Carefully remove the lid from your blender and pour it into your serving glass. We knew as soon as we removed the lid that this was gonna taste great. Make sure when you're pouring it in to take your time, because we got in too big of a hurry and spilled it everywhere. But hey, we've got kids, so we're used to messes. Now we're ready to start adding the topping. First, we'll go with whipped cream. You can use any type of whipped cream. Just add as little or as much as you'd like. And now we're ready for the final ingredient, the caramel sauce for the topping. I usually like to add it in a crisscross pattern. And now this caramel frappuccino is ready to enjoy. We've gotten this recipe down because we've made it so many times. We really enjoy it during the warm spring and hot summer months, and I'm sure you'll love it too. And please make sure before you leave that you click subscribe to see all of our future coffee creations. As you can see, we're a small but growing channel, and it really does mean a lot. Now that we've finished this caramel recipe, we need something for the chocolate lovers. Check out our awesome mocha frappuccino recipe, and I'll see you there.